Greetings, beautiful people. We're starting 1 minute early today, and we'll wait for SoSharpDavid, and we'll wait, most importantly, for all of you. And while I do that, we'll open our beer, which was sent to us by the Barbas Gin. Hey, Alfie, how are you? Gerald, good to see you. Brian, hello. Knife Collector, A's back, hello. Smiles, hello. Greetings, good to see all you beautiful people today. Hey, Dan. Oh, I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Hey, Jay Kramer. Is that you, Joe? Hope that's you, Joe. There's David. Let me add David here. Here we go. Started. Sorry for the wonky video. We'll get it. Oh, catching up on my videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There we go. Now we have a better view.
How do I sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like a normal person.
Perfect. These earbuds, hopefully they last me. For whatever reason, my little case is no longer charging. So one of my earbuds is dead. This one has some. We're gonna see if it gets us through here.
Oh boy, let's hope so. So we'll start out by first saying I know you have some family members who are ill and have had the Rona. So, I personally want to extend my thoughts and prayers to those folks, and I hope they're recovering well. How's your mom and sister?
Well, they seem to be on the up and up. My mom sounds to be, at least just from hearing her, because obviously I can't really go over there. She sounds almost 100% normal. She still swears to God that she will never be the same again. Hey, how's it going, Lahi? She feels that she will never again ever have the same strength in her life. She's fucking overly dramatic. It's entertaining. She's gonna be fine. Luckily, she didn't have to go to the hospital at any point. She really does appear to be over the worst of it. So she should be good.
Well, we'll certainly hope that they will recover well. I'm seeing some folks in here. Razor Company, thank you. Reed, and those of you who I missed, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Let me ask, since last time we just did the Shaver Awards, how did Santa Claus treat you? Did you get anything cool?
Oh, I would like to thank Heritage Hill. They actually were very happy that they were part of our awards, and they actually hooked me up with
Awesome.
a Washington. This
Which
was
one is
not
that?
asked for. They didn't. There was no deal set up before that. They just surprised me with it, and I was very thankful for it. I do appreciate it. This one right here is the Tobacco Bay Jasmine Patchouli Sweet Orange and
Nice.
Fir Needle, which Junior said that this smelled like Vicks. It does not smell like Vicks.
No,
He has absolutely no
can't be
ability to
trusted.
break down scents at all. But it smells
Yeah.
pretty good. It is a pretty good scent.
Hello, Moon. Hello, everybody. By the way, this beer was sent to me by the Barbas Gin. This is, I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try to say it, but it was sent to me by the Barbas due with my last order. And I guess it's made maybe in the Czech Republic. I'm not sure. But tastes pretty good. So there you go.
Well, cheers nonetheless.
Hello, Sefferton. So Santa treated you well? That is good to hear.
It was an excellent Christmas in general, though, man. I was able to get a lot of my kids live here under the household, man. So just generally speaking, the holiday season was fantastic. I'm very blessed and grateful for everything, and I hope you the same for you.
It was great. I was able to spend some time with my mom and dad and my in-laws, and just generally it was a nice time. So I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Let's get right into it. Excuse me. The Magic Edge. What do you think about it? Our Edge for Magic Mike.
Oh man, so I just actually did a live shave with the Magic Edge, and it pretty much just confirms my previous assessment, man. Magic Mike has quickly developed into a fantastic honer. He has such great attention to detail, and he just tries, and works his ass off, man. So it's every bit as good as what I had initially thought.
Justin said Santa missed his house, so sorry about that, Justin. Yeah.
What Justin? Carry on steady? I missed the comment.
Canadian Justin.
Oh, J-Mac. All right.
Yeah. He said Santa missed his house. And there's Lyle. One pass. Yeah, but Magic Mike has been just flat putting in the work, and as you know, with most things, putting in the work. If you do it right, I mean, the results come, and I really enjoyed using his edge as well. It was very, very nice. The next thing I wanted to ask you about is we've been hearing rumors about Mammoth soaps maybe being more widely available and maybe not so many special runs that people don't have opportunity to get. Does that change your feelings? I know for me, it certainly does. If I start seeing Mammoth soaps in stock at stores and available where people can get them, I would certainly consider giving them a whirl.
Well, my mind still hasn't changed about his actions and the way he called out a member of the community for flipping the soap. That I didn't appreciate too much. I wasn't a fan of. Of course, everybody's worthy of a second chance. So I'm definitely not going to be bitter about it forever. But I still feel that that was a bad move. But if the business practices change a little bit, I'm not a fan of the limited release items. If he's able to get that in bigger runs, production is being taken over by Vita over at, was it Chicago Grooming now, formerly Oleo. I definitely give it a try, man. I'm definitely willing to check out his stuff. And I know he's good friends with some of the people of the community. So, again, everybody deserves a second chance regardless of any little stupid transgressions that may have happened before. So I'm looking forward to it, man. If it is, in fact, coming true and he is making stuff more accessible to people, I'd be happy to give it a try.
Yeah, I think it's very important to underscore the fact, and I say this all the time, people make transgressions, and wherever you stood on that issue, it wasn't something that I appreciated, sort of putting a customer out there on blast. But then again, you know, time passes, and you do your best, and everybody deserves forgiveness at some point. So my issue was always the limited release thing. I'm just not a big fan of that. And if they become more widely available, then I'm going to really have some interest in using them.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Pretty on point.
So what are some things that you'd like to see more of in 2021?
Oh, man, I know some people talk about oversaturation. I never feel that that's a problem in our hobby, even though I think we have kind of tunnel vision, or we just kind of see what's around us. We pay attention to how many people are active on Facebook, how many people are active on Instagram, and think that's where the community ends. There's a lot of other shavers around that are not active in social media. So I would love to see more custom brush makers. I love this year's going to be the year of the brush for me. Last year I did a real big focus on picking up straight razors. I picked up a lot of straight razors last year. This year I want to get I really want to focus in on getting some great custom brushes made by artisans in the community.
That's good. I think for me, I just like to see generally better or more high value products. I'm calling it, just like the Lupo, which we just saw being released. We've seen sort of prices come down a little bit on some titanium razors. And I'm one of those people that just, I like the ability for people to acquire more gear and for it to be more accessible to people. So for me, I just like to see things that are more available to people generally. That's what I would like to see more of in 2020. It's not a specific thing. It's just more widely available and allowing more people just to use the gear. That's what I would like to see.
Well, adding on to that availability, I would love to see prices start to steady. It seems like we've seen a pretty consistent increase in prices over the last few years. It's great that artisans are pushing the boundaries and trying to make soaps better and better. But if every year the soaps are getting $1 more expensive, it's getting out of hand. So I would encourage artisans to try to play with their recipes without sticking us with more and more costs, because it's getting really difficult to spread the love and buy everybody's products. We want to try to support all the artisans. We love having relationships with artisans. We want to give them all our money, but stuff's limited. So the more expensive each individual gets, the less money there is to spread around for everybody.
I'd also like to see more availability of our artisanal offerings in the international markets, because there's so many people in Europe and India and all over Asia who would love to get a crack at these things, and it's just cost prohibitive. So if there were stock lists that maybe, purchase some of these things and make that shipping cost, defray that a little bit, I would love to see that. For me, creating a bigger tent for the hobby is always better. That's what I would like to see also, just more accessibility to those outside North America.
Well, I know there are some pretty big distributors popping up in Europe, and they're trying to get stuff in, but I hear like Europe has a lot of regulations in terms of getting your recipe approved by Europe. So I think it gets a little bit expensive. So I don't know how we could help absorb that cost or how we could balance that out, but I know it gets a little difficult and pricey for artisans to get their stuff into stores that are located in Europe.
Aceback said samples from A&E. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
The next question, what would you like to see less of? And I'll go first on this one. For me, personally, reformulations. Like, if we've seen 2 reformulations from you last year, I don't need to see 2 this year. If your soap is very good last year, it's still very good this year. I'm all about improving the product where you can, but sometimes it's just one formula to the next, to the next, to the next. And for me, the improvements are usually incremental. It's not night and day. And then you have people buying these soaps all over again in the new formula. So I would also like to see less retreads. So for example, if someone just came out with a formula 6 months ago in a soap, and they started again 2 months ago making a new formula, and we're coming out with another retread scent, for me, that's not all that interesting. If I already own the scent of the last formula, I'm not buying the new one. I would like to see some new scents, or maybe release a scent that hasn't been in your line for a long time. Like, bring us something new, not the same old retreads and just reformulations. That's one of the things. The second thing would be just less barriers to commerce. And that's, again, deals with international folks, and just be it special edition things that are one-day things where people don't have an opportunity. I think people forget that a lot of people work in jobs where they can't get to their phone, they can't get to their computer, and they miss out. And not everybody has the luxury of having an office job where you sit at a computer. And so it's one of those things. For me, when you have those very limited runs, it creates a lot of have-nots who just, people simply don't have the opportunity. And for me, I'm never super happy about that.
Oh, I agree with you with that. Something I would like to see less of this year, and we don't have a whole lot of it. It's not a big thing, but I would like to see less public pity parties. I don't want to see content creators. I don't want to see artisans. I publicly crying to people saying that I don't get the attention that I deserve. I'm going to quit, in hopes of getting people to beg them to stick around, man. If you're not feeling fulfilled doing what you're doing in our hobby, then it's okay to move on. I don't want to see public decrees of it. Like, just, again, I'm sorry, talk to your inner circle to get that. If you have some confidants in the community, talk to them, but don't make big public decrees to hope for pity from people. It's just ugly. Let's face it, the majority of our community is men, and it's just an ugly sight to see men begging for that. I don't like it. It's ugly, and that might be a little bit overly macho of me, but it's just an ugly sight, and I don't like to see it.
What else? Anything else, or is that the sort of one thing you don't want to see much of?
I don't want to see. I would like to see less of the flipping. Like, I know we have the right to do it. I like to see some honor amongst the people in the community. And if you spend $50 on a set, sell it for $50. I'm not asking you to take a loss, but I would like to see some people just kind of, again, for those people, kind of like those people that have an office job or have access to a computer or happen to be home, they're able to get those hard to get products, like from the Holy Black and whatnot, or from other limited releases, and then they try to sell it for double the price. It's just
Nate and Mel said they're begging to get 1,000 followers, so please help. So if we have to throw them a pity party, We certainly will to get them that 1,000. Yeah, I think those are some good points. I'm not terribly bothered by those things, but I would agree when you declare you're going to leave and then you get that outpouring of affection, it's probably best to it would be best to, talk to some people, maybe privately. I think that's a great way of handling, but ultimately it's up to each person how they want to do it. I have some amazing news because we've been talking about this for maybe 2 months. I received word from John Shaves on YouTube.
Let it, Frank.
This is big. This is huge. That grooming depth actually stands for grooming department. He has checked with the gentleman at grooming department, and after him allegedly first saying it was grooming, now he's saying it's an abbreviation for department. So I think we've really made some headway in 2021 on figuring this thing out. It was a tough nut to crack.
Well, thank God, because that was probably the ugliest thing of last year, dude. That Jesus Christ, like, could it really be possible that somebody decided that it'd be better off naming it depth than department? I'm glad. Jesus, Muhammad is a nice guy. I had trouble wrapping my mind around him making that type of decision, and well, good.
Well, thanks to John Shaves for that, because he said he checked with him, because I always laughed because I thought it was funny that the idea that he would have corrected somebody and went, no, that's depth. And I was like, what is it? Was just funny. It was fun. And I'm sad now it's over. But, maybe once again, someday he'll claim it's depth and then we'll have fun once again. This is a very, very big issue, too, because I haven't seen a shaving video from male for a while. But I've been seeing lots. Have we lost male to the fragrance? Is it now going to be fragrance male? Because I'm not seeing any ice rubs. I'm not seeing any lathering. All I'm seeing is, I got the juice. I'm not seeing any shaving, anything hardly. And it's very hurtful. And
Sure.
I'm getting upset about it. But go ahead.
I think we have lost Mel to the bougier the hobby. I think he is loving all of the varieties and the larger, amount of options in the fragrance community. And I think it's getting close to possibly being too far gone for recovery. I hope he can find the light and come back home. But I don't know.
Come back to us, Mel. We're still here. We love you, Mel.
He's lost right now.
Well, we're about to call him Bougie Frag Mel, because he's hard into that. Now, he's enjoying himself, and he's a joy to watch. So I enjoy watching, Mel when he's doing his frag. But I gotta have Mel doing some shave stuff too. We got to have some of that high energy in the shaving world too. And so I think the last 96 videos I've seen were all frags. So I'm like, come on, Mel, give me some shaving, Mel. Give me some shaving, please. I beg of you. All right, next question. And by the way, if you all have questions, feel free to pop them in there. Junior, what straights are you looking to pick up? Straight razors in 2021.
I have one last final straight razor to pick up this year.
That is a lie.
It is. Well, this is the only one that I intend to buy. I do have the offer for one more Martinez blade razor. It is a Damascus blade Martinez. Once I acquire that, I'm going to switch my focus to brushes, and that should be the only. Well, I hope it's the only straight razor I buy this year, but I'm probably lying. But I'm that's my intention at least.
You're lying.
How about yourself?
Myself, I would just like to acquire a handful. Like I would just like to have one of the manufacturers, like one Dovo, one Boker, one that just a major, one Whacker, nothing fancy. Maybe an ale, but I'm not really. I have enough. Really, do you ever have enough? No, but I don't feel the need to pursue super high-end straight razors because I just really like using almost any straight razor from a gold dollar up. Really, I find that the gold dollar shave really good and pretty much equivalent to everything else when it comes to the actual shave. But I would like to, just for the sake of owning
just have some of the major brands, one of each represented. I think that would be sort of a good goal, but I probably won't do all of that this year. But that's sort of where I would like to be.
Ken, just real quick, Ken. No, I am not selling that other Martinez blade. That Martinez blade is staying home with Daddy. That is not going anywhere. That I wanted to get a few custom razors because in my family we don't have any like family heirlooms. We don't have nothing that's been held down. Unfortunately, my family has never been in the position to really own nothing of value like that. So these are actually the Edson razor and the two Martinez's are razors that I hope to hand down to my grandchildren. So those are going to be the start
That's nice.
of a family heirloom for me. So the other Martinez, the Edson custom razor, and this final Martinez, those will be hopefully the start of family heirlooms for my people.
Okay. At this point, we're going to take an aftershave break. I'm going to use Barbas Prestige. And the reason why is this smells really good. I wish they had a soap in this. And if they do have a soap in this, I need it because this smells really good. It's a sort of a classic cologne sort of vibe to it. And the Barbas guy sent it with my last order. And when I smelled it, I was like, this smells nice. So,
I am a fan of that like black flat or frosted type of color. I do like that
smells
bottle.
good.
Like that.
Man, I really like the scent of this. So I hope if they don't make this scent in a soap that they do, because I'll be on that because this smells really, really nice. It's one of the things that I really when I popped the top, I was like, wow, this is a good scent. It was surprisingly good. Okay, enough of the aftershave break there. David, why are you using brushes wrong? Why do you need so many brushes because you're using them wrong? I gotta know.
I don't think I've ever been properly taught by the elders of the community. When we got into this shave community, the elders weren't very welcoming, and they just never reached down and taught me the skills that I needed to be a successful wet shaver.
So what we're referring to is David had a comment on his video where I think the gentleman said something like, no wonder you have to have so many brushes because you don't know how to use them. And I was just wondering, what are you doing wrong? What do you suspect you're doing wrong? What is your plan of action to stop doing it or to improve?
I don't know, because this guy that seems to know so goddamn much, he didn't offer no insight on anything.
Well, you got to offer the tip. You got to come with the tip. You can't just say you're doing it wrong. I mean, you can.
No,
but that's not helpful.
He gave me nothing. So I am much like Mel. I am a completely lost lamb. I have no way. I have no idea what direction that I need to go from here, because I don't know. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I thought I had a strong base in wet shaving, but no. It turns out that everything that I've ever known has been a lie.
One of the things that happened the other day was the Superior Shave guy. I think his name is Jared, and he's a very experienced. He's a very experienced and knowledgeable person when it comes to straight razors. He made a video about using convex stones, and immediately Marion the Barbarian, it's like the heavens opened up. He was like, "I'm on this," and I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on it? For me, I'll just go first. I'm open to any new information. I don't know enough about honing to know one way or the other. I'm very much novice honer, and I'm open to listening and hearing any sort of information. I tend not to dismiss things out of hand that I don't have any experience with, and it made sense when I listened to it. I don't know if it's going to be practical for people because of all the work you'd have to put in to maintain that convex in the stones, but what are your thoughts on it?
Well, so I actually had a conversation with Jared myself. Funny enough, the day before Marion decided to bring it to our attention, I just happened to watch a video done by Jared about a John Coe Arkansas whetstone, which is slightly different than the whetstones that we're more commonly familiar with. Novaculite, I think, are the Arkansas stones that most of us are familiar with. John Coe gets them from a different area in Arkansas. And I believe they're mostly limestone and silica, if memory serves me correct. I'm not an expert on any of this, but I wanted to see how that stone performed, and he happened to convex that stone, and I did a couple comments. Then he shot me some information that was incredibly confusing. That's a little issue with Jared. He makes things sound more overwhelming than what they really do. He gets a little technical, and it makes you get lost. I don't think he does it on purpose. That's just him. He's an odd dude like that. If you put in the work to put in that convex in a very hard stone, then that payoff will be very long. Something like an Arkansas, a very hard J-Nat, it'll keep that form for a very long time, especially if you're using that stone just for finishing. So if you're willing to put in that initial commitment, I think it could be cool. I have no reason to doubt what he's saying. Mm-hmm. For me personally, I want honing to stay as simple as possible. I want a big problem that we've had in the community over the years is people trying to make things sound more confusing than what they are, and that gives me the fear that people are going to that's going to turn people away from the hobby. So I like to keep things simple. The flat stones have served a lot of people very well, so I'm good with sticking with the flat stones. The convex things, I believe it works probably very well, maybe even better. But I really enjoy the edges I'm getting from a flat stone. I don't see the worth in it for me to convex my stones, but I do believe it works.
I'm interested to see if Marion does that, you know, the type of results that he gets. Because one thing that tends to be true is if the payoff is worth the effort, then it will catch on. And if the work really isn't worth it and the difference isn't discernible to a lot of people, it won't. And so I guess it remains to be seen if more people start doing that. You know, it's an interesting concept to think about. So we'll put a couple of questions up here. What flavor are you vaping?
All right. So I actually have a Sad Boy e-liquid. This is key lime and cookie, which very well blended. It's the perfect level of sweet. Some of these dessert vapes can get a little bit overwhelming in sweetness. This is a great balanced scent by Sad Boy e-liquid. Yeah, key lime and cookie.
Okay. Next on the list is, this is just something, again, for our international folks that I've been hearing about. I know Mr. G from Mr. G Shaves the other day tried to order a Lupo. He is in the UK. When he tried to order that Lupo, he could not because there are evidently some restrictions in place after Brexit that is making it very difficult for some folks in the UK to order things that come from outside the UK. It has to do with registering for VAT and all sorts of things. So if you're in the UK and experiencing some trouble, please know that it's probably not the vendors who are causing that trouble for you. It just has to do with all this mess of transitioning that has to do with the Brexit, as far as I know. But I have heard now several people who have had trouble ordering things from outside the UK. In addition, people that I message on Facebook from the UK, there's now a little flag up there that says some of the features are reduced, and it has to do with Brexit. So I don't know what else is going on there, but it's probably not the vendors causing you the problem is what the reason I bring this up.
In terms of for Razor Rock and Italian Barber, I would love to maybe see some of you guys reach out to Joe. He does have connections in Italy, which happens to be in Europe. I imagine there has to be maybe some direction he could point you in that maybe distributors or even himself, if he has warehouses out in Italy, they can house some of this stuff that makes it easier for you guys to be able to order. Again, I don't know the rules from it, but if something maybe is housed somewhere else in Europe, maybe it'll make it easier for you guys to get your hands on. But I think I would imagine Joe is probably pretty knowledgeable about that type of stuff, being a importer and exporter. So talk to Joe. I would encourage him to, and see what kind of answers he could give you.
So Uppo says, thank you for all you do. Well, thank you, Uppo. We really appreciate you, obviously. Always bringing the positivity. Question from Raza. Do you guys have a favorite glass you like to soak your brush in? Like Ken Surks has the crystal skull? No, I don't.
I have a recently acquired BBS Live mug. This has become the official brush soaking mug of my den. I do love it. It has great color. It has that what is it? Like a sky blue lining the inside. it's a good looking mug, and this is going to be in the den until Rocio probably finds a way to break it. She breaks everything. So hopefully it survives a while, but with Rocio around, there's no promise.
And BBS Live says, I want Lather and Blade to take over the world in 2021. That sounds like a male there, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's Nate. I'm not sure.
I think I'm pretty sure it's Nate, since Mel is in his fitness profile. Hey, gotcha. We're working on it, baby. Currently, right now, we do have signups for the Lather and Blade T-shirt, the very first one. This one was designed by one of our very own members, Shaving with Raza. I plan on doing, hopefully throughout this year, maybe every season, coming out with a new design for the Lather and Blade Facebook group. I do have a soap collaboration coming out with Peter. Hopefully sometime in February, there will be for the Lather and Blade Facebook group. And hopefully we're able to do more projects like that and spread the word about Lather and Blade, man, because it's a fun group, man. Lather and Blade has really saved Facebook for me, dude, because aside from Lather and Blade, I have no real desire to be on Facebook.
Junior says, who's Nate? We mean Low Sense Skeletor, Junior. That's who we mean, of course.
You guys.
I got to ask you, how's it been going post-Christmas with the USPS? For me, some things have gotten better, but they did lose my wife's phone that I sent back. Just flat out lost it. Of course, I mentioned this in a video a couple of months ago. It never showed up. I had to spend 2 calls with AT&T trying to clear that mess up. Thank you, Post Office. And then the gentleman I spoke to last, when he gave me a credit after I was charged for the lost phone, said that they had lost many of these phones. So I don't know. It's still hit or miss for me. I hope it gets better. I know that, we know a lot of folks who work in the post office and they do a fine job, but it's been rough.
Well, you're definitely making an enemy by asking this question. DK, I'm sorry, I love you. Even though Chris seems to be abusing you now. But actually, Chris, I have not ordered a single item since the first week of December. In preparation for Christmas and now recovering from Christmas, I have not ordered anything. I have been sending out some packages of stuff that I have to friends, and we've been kind of trading, swapping, and just it's been working out pretty well, at least in my area. So I am grateful for that.
Yeah, I think it's getting better, and I expect it will get better over time. It was really rough from that November period on, but I expect it will get better as maybe any backlog, and maybe as the Rona gets better, things, we'll hope that it improves. Now we get to our appreciation segment. Who are you going to appreciate this time? You got to show some appreciation for someone.
Well, I want to show appreciation for actually 2 people. I'm not going to come out with what exactly they were really helpful in yet. But I'm very thankful for these 2 gentlemen. Magic Mike, Michael Harab, and Chris Wilkins. They were incredibly kind, patient, and very helpful in a certain situation. There will be probably talking about it on Real Talk eventually, maybe on the next episode, but there's still some things that has to get worked out before that point. But I just want to really thank them. I want them to know that their efforts are very appreciated, and just thank you guys so much for your help.
I have a couple people in mind. One of them is Kim Gray, and I don't know if she's commenting on your videos, but she's been consistently fantastic. Just been very positive, fantastic. Very nice. I see her on other people's videos commenting. She's relatively new to the hobby, so I think that's really awesome. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Mel and Nate, because Nate, we're always having fun with Nate. We're calling him Low Sense Skeletor. We're making fun. He takes it in stride. He's a good sport. Obviously, we never mean anything, offensive in saying those things, but he rolls his eyes and he stomachs all our ridiculous, childish sort of comments and poking. And Mel, of course, will begin to poke him, bougie frag Mel. We'll poke him as well just for fun. And we appreciate those guys. And we're so happy that their show on Thursday nights has done so well, and we're hoping that it just grows and grows, because they're tremendous guys. And so thank you, Nate and Mel. We really appreciate you being good sports.
Oh, and just for the record, my appreciation segment on my YouTube channel is still there. If you usually after about the 17-minute time, but it is there. I promise you.
That's good. It's always good to be appreciative. The next thing I've noticed is we typically Junior brings this up, like he doesn't like knots that are, floppy, and a lot of people don't. And I always say you can make a lather with everything, almost anything. And the other day I noticed Jimco, he made a video and he was lathering, and I never really saw what he was lathering with. And next thing you know, he just brings up this paintbrush and starts painting his face. So he literally made a lather with a paintbrush, and it worked great. And so it's one of those things where there's a lot of preference involved, but almost anything will work. And in fact, maybe tomorrow I'm going to make a lather with a toothbrush, just for the heck of it, just to go, yeah, you can make a lather with pretty much anything. It's not, is it practical? No, but I think sometimes we get too shave geeky about what is required, that there's a difference between what you need and what you want or what you like. And sometimes we conflate that and they're like, oh, I need this, or no, you don't need it. It's not required to do the things that is required for shaving, but you might want it. And I think we blur the line on that sometimes. Your thoughts?
I love variety. I love that we have access to a lot of stuff, but no, do we need most of it? No. That stupid makeup brush that we used years ago, the fucking
Kabuki.
What was it? Okay, I was gonna call it the dwarf. I don't know why I was gonna call it the dwarf. That dumb shit worked too.
It did.
The agitation, the water content, those are going to be the big things that matter. You could use those awful Escali mixed badger brushes or any of the. It'll all work. But I don't mind that we get to pamper ourselves with all these damn options. It's pretty nice.
Ace Back said the group never posts floppy stuff. The stiff stuff, however.
We like them nice and hard right there, Ace Back.
Let's go to a question here. Let's see. Silver tip badger knots used to be highly praised. Why did that change? I'm going to tell you why it changed. People started just doing different things with knots. They started making them more dense. They started gelling the tips. It was really a marketing thing, in my opinion. They started just figuring out, how can we sell more brushes? How can we sort of push the envelope? And they just sort of innovated and continued to do things. At one time, yes, the silver tip was it. That was at the top of the line. And then after that, they started just doing different things. And that has always been the case. And you see it happening with soaps too. They'll add a few more ingredients and go, greatest post of all time. It will, will make you look 75 years younger. Well, they don't say that, but they'll sort of hint at things, that these miraculous properties of post, which, I don't get that much out of, to be honest. And so it's just a matter of they do innovate, and that's where I think silver tips sort of fail, was just newer, denser knots, the hand-tied knots, and all this kind of stuff. David?
I think the high-end companies kind of led the charge on that. Even if you go back 5-6 years, people like Wyborg, Paladin, Morrison Fondren, they started using two-band Manchurian badgers. Now, there's a big argument whether Manchurian is it really a thing or not.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they use some form of two-band badger. So I think lesser-known companies, or companies that weren't so high-end, and even our brush makers, seeing that, okay, I want something that at least looks like the highest end of brushes. And it kind of caught on. People started enjoying them. China started making them very accessible. And it just began with a trend. I really think the high-end places really set the tone, and everybody kind of wanted to emulate that and get a piece of that high-end feel without the crazy prices.
I remember times where brushes coming from the same factories with different brand names on them, people would argue over them and day and night, and they were basically the same brush. And so it's like everything else. People have such very passionate opinions, and I think that drives it a lot too, because now it's custom knots, hand-tied knots, super dense gel tips, and they'll continue to push that envelope as far as they can to, again, they sell, you know, because whatever the latest and greatest is, people will buy it.
Well, I think also we get a lot of shit from when we talk about the aesthetics of products, how good a label looks. I think two-band badgers, they're very aesthetically pleasing. They have that dark band and then very light tips. That contrast is very alluring to the eyes. So I think the aesthetics of them also helps the situation.
This is a fun question. I was thinking this myself. Jim says, "Why does David's vape make so much noise?" It is loud. It is loud. So I'm sure people are going to complain about that.
I could actually explain that.
Okay.
It is it's a top airflow RDA. That top airflow kind of gives a little bit of turbulence because it is a kind of like an open system for the top airflow. If they had like tubes that led to the top airflow, it'd be more quiet, but this one doesn't have that. It's just a particular design. I don't know if you want to call it a flaw. I guess for the scenario right now, it is a flaw, but yeah, the top airflow makes the air travel farther and it just gets a little loud.
Isaac wants to know how to join Lather and Blade. You just go to the group and request to join, Isaac. It should be as simple as that. Let's see what else we got here. Just want to say thank you for the great content. Thank you very much, Aceback. We appreciate it. And we appreciate your participation as well. I see Aceback participating quite a bit all over the place.
Hey, you know what? I actually know how why Isaac had to ask that. There was a day where one of our members invited like about 30 different fucking people from his friends list. And I seen Isaac in the list. He must have requested himself, but I just declined every one of those goddamn, all those damn names because none of them were part of any shave groups at that point. So Isaac, go ahead and request again. I'll approve you. You were in that bunch. I recognized your name, and I just forgot to reach out. So yeah, just I did decline your ass with about 30 other people at one time. Not your fault, but yeah. I wasn't going to approve a bunch of people that were new to the hobby that had no evidence of being involved.
BBS Live wants to see me with my Norland glass and the Elixir of the Gods, which is, of course, Scotch whiskey or bourbon. We could throw that in there. But today I just brought out the Pilsner from the Barber's Dude. Sorry, I didn't bring any whiskey in here this time. Let's see what I have here. Hulk Hogan or Macho Man Randy Savage? Good question. I don't know the answer to that. I was never much of a Hulk Hogan fan myself.
I'm a Macho Man Randy Savage guy. He just had a different fucking attitude. He was, even though he was a real muscular dude, he was a little bit a little smaller. So I appreciated that. I like some Macho Man.
Yeah, Macho Man. I would agree with you on that one. Let's all right. Let's continue on with our prepared content. Marion the Barbarian, should he bring back the Heisenberg, you know, with the goatee? Personally, I say yes. So you in the comments, well, Marion's not going to see this, but if you think Marion should bring back the Heisenberg with the goatee, the bald dome, because if you've seen him lately, he's rolling with that sort of falling down, Michael Douglas, you know, sort of thing going on there. And I'd like to see the Heisenberg back. So yes, we are seeing some yeses in the comments.
I think Marion really likes that whole Marion the Librarian look.
So Marion, I don't know if Marion's in here, but I'm seeing some yes in the comments here. So the Heisenberg, I think, was a strong look. We have a strong look. Let's see. Mostly yeses. So if Marion's not here, just know it's mostly yeses.
We're gonna have to put a poll up in Lather and Blade.
Yeah. He said he's not sure about the head shape. Personally, I think he had a pretty good, you know, I think he pulled it off rather nicely. It was a good look, I thought. He says he has hair, but I can see it. It's on the retreat. It's on the retreat through there. I've been looking at it. And Marion, I can coach you up on that. What are some of the products that you really appreciated in the last couple of weeks?
Oh, go ahead and answer this first because I actually have to think about that.
Okay. Now, Glenn says no, and the reason Glenn says no is he's going to continue on until he has the full-on Mr. Burns because he's just going to hold on to every lock until the, you know, he's going to have little strings of hair that he's swirling around. that's just how the way, that's how Glenn is going to roll. For me, obviously, one of them would be the Lupo, which I really, really enjoyed. I've only used it once, but really, really nice. It was smooth. There was some blade feel. And overall, I was just quite pleased with it. That was really, really nice. And the other one is Strike Gold Shave, La Befana. It's a scent that's probably a little out of my normal wheelhouse, but it's really nice. I don't know how to describe it other than to say it's a really nice scent. I don't know if it's still available, but it's a very, very nice scent. It's not a super fresh in your face scent. You get some vanilla and I don't know, maybe tonka. I'm not even sure what's in it, but it is a very nice scent and I really enjoyed it. And of course, I already showed you earlier, I really like the scent of this too, this Marvis Prestige. Really, really nice scent for me. What did you enjoy?
I've actually been enjoying honing gold dollar razors. I have a new appreciation for them. I always felt, well, they still are kind of shitty made, but for $3 a razor, there's no better way for people to really transition into shave, to wet shaving or to straight razor shaving any cheaper than that. Yeah, it's nice to score a nice inexpensive vintage, but that could be hit or miss. These gold dollars, man, are really helping usher in a whole new wave of straight razor shavers, man. I've been loving seeing how many people are straight razor shaving now. It's awesome. It's so cool. As somebody, as you know, Chris, straight razor shaving was my first love.
Yeah.
And you've noticed that even the straight razor shaves aren't very appreciated on YouTube. They get less views than the DE shaves.
Yes.
But just seeing how many people are so excited, the enthusiasm for them that we're seeing in the groups and on Instagram, it is cool, man. And I think the gold dollar razors have a lot to do with it because it makes it so obtainable for people.
Yeah, I think they are a device that really can get people in the door for not a lot of money. And for people honing, although they're more difficult and they're wonky, I mean, you don't have to risk messing up much more expensive razors. So I really think they're something that really aids a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't like them. That's okay. But I think overall, they're a big benefit to many, many people. I noticed the other day that Pete from A&E has introduced candles. And the reason I want to point this out, I want you guys to buy all the candles so when I go to a website, I don't have to fumble over them. They'll be out of my way so I can get the soaps and aftershaves. Because I leave the candles to the wife. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with liking candles, but my wife's not really interested in a, La Befana candle or Creative Ventus or something like that. So it wouldn't be anything I would be interested in. But I have seen them. They look kind of nice. They look like they had kind of swanky sort of containers. And so I'm sure people will appreciate those. For Nate, we'll get that scent knocked down a little bit so we don't, cause any problems with the scent. But, I think those might be popular. I'm seeing them pop up on a lot of Artisan websites now. So the people who like candles are going to have, I think, a lot of options to buy those if you really enjoy it.
It's actually a pretty good situation for me because Rocio, she has a tendency to lean towards more masculine scents. So the Artisan, let's just face it, there's more masculine scents and feminine scents in the hobby. It's actually a pretty good situation. She enjoys them. It'll be something that we could kind of share and talk about.
That's good.
Some of my favorite scents, some of the stuff she likes for me to wear. So it actually kind of works out. I'm not a huge candle guy. I enjoy the smell of candles. If she has a candle lit in the room, it's nice. I won't particularly go out and get them, but it's cool that me and her can now have those conversations and even be on some of these Shave Wave websites together.
Yeah, I like the scent of them. Like I like them smelling nice. I like those scent warmers things that you put the wax in and stuff. I think they're very nice, and they certainly will make the house smell great. But I don't think my wife's maybe interested in a barbershop candle or something like that. But what I wonder about is the artisans will start with the candles. Will they reformulate? And like in 6 months go, Formula 2, and everybody will buy the same candle all over. Oh, I can't have the first formula. Got to have the new candle formula because this one is way better. That's what I wonder about. Are we going to have a lot of retread candles?
I don't think so, but I got a comment to Nate here because I know he's on the BBS Live one. He said, "Dude, strong candles can be booty." No, Nate, strong candles could get you booty. You know, if it's not strong, there ain't no point in having it.
Let's see here. You want to take my Izuku for a test? Ooh, Randy's offering to ship the big stone.
We'll talk after this, Randy. We will talk.
The Macho Man Randy. Very, very nice. Let's see.
We will definitely talk about that, bro. That is a very exciting offer.
CDB win is the Ralph Oss giveaway. And as I've said before, you'll see it on BBS Live when they give one away. But if you're interested in giveaways, I'm going to have one every week for, who knows, probably several months. I've got one going on right now this week. The Razor Company donated a Merkur R41 and a shaving cream. PA donated the Spice Oud set. After that, there's going to be 2 giveaways a week. It's going to be going on a long time. So go to my channel, IAMCDB.com. You can enter the giveaways. We'll hit it with the random comment picker, and we're just going to continue to give all that stuff away until it's gone, and that'll be fun. And so I've already, I did the drawing for the first week, and I've already announced the second week, so plenty of time to get in that, and they're going to be coming every single week. So we look forward to giving that stuff away.
I also do have a giveaway going on. I'm going to actually announce I'm going to pick the winner tomorrow morning, so it could be ready for my shave video that I record on Sunday. I'm giving away this Stubble Buster Impertinent. If you go to the last Stubble Buster video I did on my YouTube channel, you have to comment something in the comment section, and that'll make you eligible for this. It's very simple, but you do actually have to watch to know what to put down.
Upfo Upfo actually caused me not to forget something. So I have here a package that has not been opened. This is the Twig razor, which some people are interested in. It's a single edge razor that uses half DE blades. It's not open, so we're going to open it here and just give you all a look at it. I saw Jeffrey Smith had one. I saw his video. He used it today. He had a good run with it. So we'll just open this up and see what it looks like. And let's see what we have here. A note that says basically thank you. It's got a picture of it on the card there. That's kind of a cool touch to have a little artistry there. Get the Twig, some paper. And by the way, they sent this via FedEx. And so here we have the Twig. Comes in a box like so. Plastic free, smooth plastic feel. So let's see what's in the box.
Hey, back. You do not need to get that leaf razor. It's shitty.
And here we have it. So let's give it a look. One of the cool things that I saw with this is the way this opens. Is when you twist it, the head comes up and then it rotates out like so. And when you close it, same thing in reverse. So twist, opens up, swings around. And this uses half DE blade. So I'm going to be using this tomorrow. That video will probably go up on Sunday. This is what it looks like. This one, I believe, might be the Mercury color. We have another one that there will be a giveaway for. Let's go ahead and look at that one. This one is black. And so again, this uses a half DE. You pop it in there, unscrew it. I think that's pretty cool the way it rotates around and lets you drop the blade in. But really
that's a pretty nice and unique, innovative way for the blade to load. I like that concept. I'm not a fan of the single DE blade shavers like that, but that's a pretty cool little innovation they did there.
What's going to be interesting is how it shaves. Razor Rock has one called the Echo or Eco. I found I couldn't really find the blade that really felt good in it for me. So, I mean, it was okay, but it never felt smooth. If this one feels smooth, if it's a smooth shaver and I can use a half DE blade with it, I'm going to be happy with that. DK didn't like the handle design. I'm sort of, so-so on that. I don't think the fat this part of it is the best looking design. However, if it shaves well, it's not going to matter to me because it'll be a half DE razor, and I've been actually wanting a half DE razor that's smooth. And so I know Jeffrey Smith used his. He enjoyed it. He thought it was a very good shaver. So we'll see. And one of these will be up for giveaway soon. And again, this one I believe might be Mercury. That's what they're calling Mercury, and this one is black. And I would like to see more, single edge razors like this. Just generally, there aren't a ton of single edge razors modern production. You have some Artist Club. You have PAA makes, I think the Star, whatever that is, Starling. Yeah, but I'm whenever something like this comes out and it's a single edge razor, I'm happy because there just aren't many out there, and people are making DE razors all the time, but single edge is sort of underrepresented. And so for me, this is a plus. It's another option, and hopefully it shaves well. We'll find out. That's the main thing. And we'll be giving one away too. So thank you, Lee, for providing that giveaway. They sent something else here. I don't know what this is. Might be blades. Yeah. So they
initially, the Twig was just for touch-ups, but I think now that it seems to be a little bit larger of a construction and seems to be significantly more durable, it's probably pretty friendly to use it for whole shaves.
Yeah, this razor is not just for touch-ups. I believe this is supposed to be a full-fledged single-edge razor. That did send 50 blades, and there's also a stand. So let's see what the stand looks like. So there is the stand. It's kind of wobbly there, but when you set it down on there, it's not falling over at least. So if you set it down, obviously it's not going to topple over, but so pretty nice. I look forward to really all that matters is how it shaves. So we'll see. That's the main thing for me. So thank you, Upfo, for bringing that up. I'm looking forward to giving one of those away. That'll be coming soon among the many, many giveaways that we have. What else do you have, David?
In terms of
anything. Let me see if there's any questions.
Well, dude, I will say I got this sent to me by Lather, and this is a fantastic scent. The sandalwood is much more pronounced than the oud, but god damn it, it is a great, heavily sandalwood scent. If you're a fan of sandalwood, I would highly recommend it. It's sandalwood and oud, which is a very similar combination that you guys would know from Sangre de Drago. Sangre de Drago is much more heavy on the oud. This one, the sandalwood is the star. So if you're a sandalwood fan, I would encourage you to get this. I love it.
Aceback says, to be fair, the Rex Ambassador stand is quite wobbly as well. And that one is $50. So, but if you set it down, it's not going anywhere. It'll be just fine. It's interesting. I don't typically use these stands, but some people do. But I'm really looking forward to using that.
The best stand that I've had for any DE razor, period, or razor period, has been the one from Carve. They put either plastic or Delrin insert into that stand, and it really holds the blade, the razor, very snug without risking possibly scratching up the surface or anything like that. Very smart design that nobody else does. Really shows some extra effort, and it holds the razor in real nice.
Yeah, I think you showed that on your video, or maybe you didn't. I don't recall ever having seen the Carve stand. I don't know that a lot of people get them, or if they do, I just haven't seen them. But it's always nice when somebody develops something. But one of the things that I like is I know the company that Nate got that brush from, Langley. They have another towel offering. I love the Lancaster towels, but I like a little variety of everything. And so I see those towels. I don't think they're particularly highly available, but I like the idea of just having options. I do think we talked to Andre the other day in the group, as you recall, and I believe he's getting ready to drop a bunch of colors of Lancaster towels. I know people are always wanting Lancaster towels. They want them so much that I saw some guy the other day wanting to buy them used. And so that more are coming. I don't know when that's going to be, but he did say he's going to be making some brushes. He's going to get back in the shop. And so I know he's got some stuff coming. So Go on over to Lancaster Razor Works and bookmark that Etsy page. And I'm pretty sure, you know, if I hear about it, I'll let you know. Or I'm sure most people will put out word when those towels are coming, because they are always, all the time, every time I use it on video, they're like, how can I get one? And I'm like, you can't, not right now. And so the reason I don't show it on my videos as much is because you can't get them, and then people get upset, and it's like, yeah. And so when they are available, I'll start using that towel. I want people to have them because I really enjoy it. It's just something that from the first time I saw it, I was like, I think I would like that. And I do. It's just one of those things I really enjoy. It's a little thing, but it's just one of those things that make you feel good when you use it. Or at least it does me. You have one. What do you think?
I really enjoy them. I really enjoy it. I'm happy I have one. I have one thanks to Junior, the dude of shaving. He actually found one on the secondary market. I don't believe it was used because it was wrapped up in its plastic, but I could be wrong. But I really, really enjoy it, and you know, I'm thankful to have it.
Yeah, it is a nice towel. And Andre is saying they're just hang in there. He's working on it. And he did tell us he had a lot of colors coming. So there should be a good options if you already have one and you're looking for some other colors. I have a couple. I have given away probably 5, I want to say, to people. So it's a really nice gift too. If you're just looking to give something away to somebody, people will definitely appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. What new would you hope to see this year from Artisans? What new things, I wonder? Maybe you can explain that one, Andre. New items, maybe he was just asking what new ideas or something would we like to see?
I would like to see Artisans maybe coming out with something lightweight that can be used as a shelf or a holder for multiple brushes, multiple razors, something that things can be easily displayed without taking more counter space. Something that I discovered that I'm really running out of is counter space. So shelving is going to be very important. So I don't know if the 3D printer people or what options are for a very lightweight, but at least, well, it doesn't have to be that strong because let's face it, brushes and razors don't weigh much, but I would love to see more storage options provided by these handy makers that allows me to get some shit off my counter space because I'm just very, very low on it now.
That is a solid idea. The 3D printing thing has become weird because we had the Tony bowls, and as soon as we started talking about them, people were like, oh, you stole my design. And I'm like, I don't know anything about any of that. I don't know the fair use on that. And we were in the middle of all this, and I'm like, look, I just got the bowl. I don't know anything about who made it, whose design. And a lot of these designs, I guess, are up on a site and people borrow from them. And I guess they're supposed to credit them, and maybe that doesn't always happen. I find it to be a little bit of a mess sometimes, unless it's an absolute original design. But when it comes to original design, the thing is, if you have an idea, a lot of times chances are somebody has already thought of it. And I know I've had ideas before, and then I'm like, oh, somebody has already done that. It just gets messy with the 3D printing because people are very quick to say, hey, that's mine, and I'm like, sorry, I just bought the bowl, or, I'm giving the bowl away, or what have you. It's just, it got a little messy.
Simply the message I have for those people is do a better job getting the word out. Because if you would have let us know if you would have found a way to let us know that you make those bowls, we probably would have bought them from you first. But we don't know, so we can't be the referees, or we can't be the fair police and defend people for all that stuff. If we don't know you make it, it ain't got nothing to do with us, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I certainly don't want to. I don't want to withhold credit from someone ever. I want to credit whomever comes up with a design and so forth. But that world is a little murky because there are free designs that you could use. And I don't know what the terms of use is because I don't 3D print things. But when you talk about one of these things, sometimes people will come in and comment and go, he's added bumps to my design. He stole my, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm just trying to make a lather. That's all. I'm not interested in, you two work at it just, I certainly want to credit and give credit where credit is due. But the guy I got the bowl from was Tony. And so that's who I was talking about. That's all I knew. you know, it just became a little bit of a messy thing. And so, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
Yeah.
you dropped off there for a minute.
Oh, no, I'm reading some of the comments. You get sucked into them. Once you start reading them, you get kind of sucked into it.
Yeah, I hope that we'll see more of that. That's a very good suggestion. Storage options. We're seeing stands for display because a lot of people like to take the shave of the day photos and display their subs. So we are seeing a lot of people who are getting into the fray, especially with 3D printing. I've seen cube holders. I've seen razor blade stands to store your used razor blades on. I think Frugal Shave on Etsy has quite a few interesting 3D print designs up there. Some of them are, I think, fair use. Some of them are his. So I would like to see more of that as well. Just people developing cool things that just, you know, help out a little bit. The razor stand that he has where you, it's actually a blade stand where you put your blades in there and it's got dice that are sort of hooked to it. It's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. One past.
What the hell is a 3D vagina bowl?
He posted it in the group earlier. You'll have to go look at it. It's an interesting bow. It's an interesting bow. It really is. Yeah, Thirsty Badger writes, it's really no different than brushes, razors, and soaps. There are always borrowed designs. And I was having a discussion with someone about this yesterday. There's always a first of every design of everything. We'd still be driving the Model T or whatever the first car was if there weren't inspired by design. So my personal feeling is what's legal. And if I were an artisan or if I were someone producing these wares, I would certainly be concerned with what's ethical and giving credit where credit is due. But from a consumer perspective, you know, we're just looking to buy these items. We certainly want to give credit where credit is due, but we don't often know who the original designer is. But honestly, inspired designs give us options. And sometimes when things aren't available, it creates a void. And someone steps into that void, and not only do they make that, they sometimes make it better. And that's how we end up with better products a lot of times. So that's kind of...
The next time somebody comes onto your channel and complains about it's not fair that he made my bowl, ask them, do you drive a Ford? And if they say no, I don't want to hear shit because you're stealing somebody. You're driving a car that was a stolen design too. Shut up.
Ken asked, do you think artisans getting into accoutrements like candles and coffee is a symptom of lack of new users buying soaps? I don't think so. I think these are just folks who are just sort of expanding their business. I think Sterling doing coffee, they've had that idea for a long time. They're still doing quite well as far as I know. I think Pete's business is also, I believe, pretty brisk as well. I just think they're sort of offering additional things. I mean, what do you think, David?
Well, a lot of these artisans happen to be usually very artsy people, creative people. I think it's just another way for them to kind of express themselves, another outlet. They probably get bored doing the same old things. So changing it up a bit keeps them interested. It allows them to stay motivated with what they do best, but it gives them a little bit of a break from the monotony of making a soap every day for 10 years.
Yeah, I would suspect that some of it is obviously it spurs on new business, and sometimes it'll open the door to new customers because maybe somebody sees an A&E candle somewhere and that puts them onto the A&E brand. It could be very clever. And I think with Sterling, it could be very clever because a lot of people buy coffee, and if someone happens onto it somewhere in a store, and then next thing you know, maybe they're looking at soap. So I think it's probably a good move. That's just my thought. So we have some requests for air fresheners. So artisans, if you're listening, I know Douglas has them from PAA. That's an interesting idea, air fresheners. Everybody loves the barbershop air freshener that Razor Company was dropping in there. You can order those on Amazon too, by the way, in case you're missing them. Yeah, Jared said it's tough just selling shave stuff. It is a niche market, and so yeah, I can certainly understand that. Just take. Oh, Ben.
Hey,
oh, Ben.
Ben, Bilu, he's wild in those comment sections, man.
He does
Bilu
get
is
wild.
possibly one of the most wild commenters.
He is a wild commenter. All right, folks. I think we're about ready to wrap it up. We're getting wild and woolly at this point. We appreciate everybody, as always, joining us, having a little fun. We look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks. Don't forget, next Thursday night, is that 8 p.m. Central? Because I don't know anything about Central Time. Is it 8 or 9 p.m. Central? BBS
For
Live.
what time? BBS Live is 6. That's 8 Central, I believe.
Is it 8 Central? Next
No, wait.
Thursday.
6 Central. Fuck, I don't know. God damn it.
Yeah, why can't they use Eastern or Pacific time like normal people? Well, nobody knows what time the BBS Live is if they're not, they're in the Central Time. Anyway, next Thursday, if you follow Mel's BBS Live on Instagram, he's going to be out there shouting about it anyway, so you'll know what time it is. But please catch their show. You will enjoy it. They will have giveaways. I never make it because it's wife time for me. And sleep also. But anyway, we thank you so much for joining us. We hope you will join Mel and Nate next week, because I'm pretty sure they'll be giving away some cool stuff. Until next time, thanks so much for joining us. David, you got anything to say?
Hey guys, have a great weekend. If you aren't already, follow SoSharpDavid on YouTube.
Thank you. God bless.